How challenging is the green agenda for housing associations? It's absolutely massive. For organisations large and small, for society in general, and the way that we live, the way that we behave, and the impact that it's having now and will continue to have in years to come if we don't change our behaviour.
It's really important for us as a housing association to reach obviously the government target of net zero by 2050. We all as individuals should be reducing our carbon footprint, reducing emissions, helping limit global temperatures, so that we can reduce the impacts of climate change. Obviously we're seeing them already through increased floods and warming temperatures. As a housing association, we have to support our tenants in reducing the likelihood of fuel poverty.
The government target is for all properties to reach EPC Band C by 2035. Approximately 50% of our homes require investment to reach this standard. One of the ways which we will achieve this is through retrofitting energy efficiency improvements to our existing homes.
The retrofit assessments that we're carrying out at the moment, they're our starting block to give us enough data and information on our homes, on how they're currently performing, what energy efficiency measures are already installed, how our customers are occupying the homes and heating them, what ventilation is installed, so we can then build a plan to improve the property and make it more efficient for our customers. So once we've completed our retrofit assessments, we can then look at how the property can be improved through thermal comfort, heat loss, indoor air quality, and reducing energy costs for our customers and carbon reductions.
The main areas they survey are the loft and cavity wall insulation. So they'll look in the loft, see the state of the insulation, they'll look if there's any woodworm in the timbers as well that requires treatment. Drill a hole externally through into the cavity and use a borescope camera to inspect if there's any insulation in the cavity at all, or if there's voids in the cavity so it needs a re-blow. I always ask about customer feedback. They noticed a difference in the temperature of the property, they noticed a difference in their heating bill, and that can be 2 weeks after we've done the install. They notice a difference in terms of mould and damp reductions in their properties.
We've worked very closely with organisations like Hubot and First Choice. New technologies are going to make a big difference to net zero and how we adapt our homes to ensure they are fit for the future and support our tenants in reducing their energy bills. It's great to work with companies who are like-minded and on a similar journey to us to ensure that the green agenda is really high and that we're reducing our emissions and kind of all fighting the same cause.
We've been basically okay until we got some very expensive electricity bills, and then we called Claire over in to say, can you sort this out? And so far it's done a good job.
It's the only way to go. Everybody should have it so that we can reduce our emissions, you know?
Very important.
Yeah, it's very important.
It's also been energy effective with regards to the windows, the back door and the roof. These are all positives, so we have no negatives about it so far.
No.
And it's nearly finished.
Well, I'm John Phillips. I lived in this property for around 6 years, and we've had this wonderful heat pump fitted to the house, which has been a revolution in heating, and the experience was very good. It was completely seamless. Everything went completely to plan, and the outcome is fantastic. As far as economy, it's knocked roughly about £300 a year off my electricity bill. We never need to have any extra heating on, and it doesn't go wrong. You don't want a gas boiler, or you don't want any other sort of oil or anything like that. Just have a heat pump. It really does work, and we know because we live with it.
There's a time imperative that we need to act as quickly as we possibly can, but at the same time for housing associations to diligently the way we deal with resources and the resources we have at our disposal, to be doing the right things at the right time as best we can to again make the sort of impact that we want to make.
Gasway and Blue Flame are well positioned to meet the demands from the market. We have fostered great relationships with the leading heating industry manufacturers and positioned ourselves at the forefront of contractors in the market. We have been pivotal in the development of the strategies government will be utilising to drive forward the required culture change and the training required to meet the demand.
For the future specification of our new homes, upgrading the design brief and reviewing the design brief just to make sure that it matches those standards. We've already made the decision to remove gas from our heating sources, so we're using air source heat pumps always. Modern methods of construction, which we think is probably the way forward in developing the green agenda on our new sites. We're convinced that modern methods of construction will have a huge positive effect on achieving the government's target of net zero by 2050. The quality of the build and the products that we'll be able to use in that forum will have a really good effect on it. So at Flagship, our policy is to try and ensure that we build our homes to zero carbon in the most efficient way, and we try to future-proof the schemes for ourselves and our customers by making sure that they're robust and built-in systems.
I don't think there is a more pressing or important piece of work for us to do to try and make sure that we build consensus across this group about how we do step forward with what is the big agenda, the massive agenda that we all face, and that we continue to improve our assets, the homes that our customers live in, and that we do have a clear plan over the next 20, 30 years to press forward in a way that's most appropriate.